Boots on the ground. It's the real nitty-gritty. Boots on the ground. It's the real nitty-gritty. Boots on the ground.
Hey, welcome everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're watching me from. Thank you for joining my live stream again. I'm down here in Zamboanga City, Mindanao, Asia's Latin city. The title today is the Philippines everything you thought it would be? Before we get started, though, let me welcome all of my viewers and subscribers. Thank you so much for your kindness, your generosity, and your support of my channel. It's truly been amazing. I never take that for granted. Let me thank the NTZ crew, Michael Beach of Life, Jacob Tanjay. I see both of you are on here. Thank y'all so much for keeping it safe and respectable. You know, we always got a few things that we'll talk about first before we get on to the subject. The first thing is, I made a video the other day about, is Zamboanga a dangerous place to visit? And I interviewed some local folks, and people are sending me articles, they're sending me videos to the contrary. But one thing they're missing out on, the areas that they're sending me is not Zamboanga City. Zamboanga del Sur, which is the southern, they call it the southern peninsula of Zamboanga, is different from Zamboanga City. Hagadian is different. Ipo is different. This isn't Zamboanga City. One guy did make a great point. He said, usually that Busayaf, they'll get you when you're near the water. And that's true. You're on a resort. You're on your boat. Okay? They've never come right into the city and snatch somebody. It'd be hard to do, man. There's police everywhere here. Military everywhere here. I can honestly tell you that it's safe. I mean, I can't guarantee you your safety, but hell, if you mind your own business, shut the fuck up and mind your own business, man. People aren't going to bother you here. We here Muslim and we go crazy, man. They're Filipinos first and foremost. It's nothing to be afraid of. I've been coming here for 13 years. Well, 12 years, I'm sorry. And I haven't had so much as a scratch. So come on, guys. On this, I know what I'm talking about. They had a insurgency in 2013 that the government beat down. It was from a fraction, an offshoot of the organization here that they actually have a peace agreement with. It wasn't those, but an offshoot of a disgruntled group of people who used to belong to that organization. But yeah, Zamboanga City is a beautiful place. I haven't even taken you to Pasananca Park yet. I mean, really, guys. Oahu Gas says, how's the food in Zamboanga? It's spicy. They've got a lot of spicy food here. And that's what they're known for. I don't eat a lot of spicy food. But they've got great food here. Remember, there's a diverse culture in the Philippines. But yeah, I don't have any problems here. My wife is from Zamboanga City, and she's a great cook. See, I hardly ever eat out in restaurants when I was married. Normally, we'll eat at home, man, but yeah, it's a lot of spicy foods. And everywhere I went in the Philippines, I'm going to tell you how diverse it is. If you cook adobo here in Zamboanga City, it's different than the adobo that they cook in Iloilo, in Cebu, in San Carlos City. It's different. The barbacoa, which I talk about a lot, it's like a beef stew. It's got pork in it, got a lot of meat in it. It's different everywhere you go. The best that I've ever had is in Dumaguete, but yeah, I like it. Southern Cal Sal says, always be careful. Even here in LA and San Diego, yeah, you can say that, mankind, Human beings, we're some dangerous son of a guns. I don't care where you go. You can't just label one human being more dangerous than another. I mean, yeah, you got some of us that are extremists, and you got some of us who are desperate and in desperate situations, but mankind itself, we're dangerous. Let me remind you that Christians, guys, not Muslims, dropped the only atomic bomb on other human beings. Go back in your history and watch Nagasaki and Hiroshima or Hiroshima, however you want to pronounce it. Those were Christians dropping those bombs, killed all those innocent people, men, women, and babies, guys. So come on. Human beings, we're just some dangerous son of a guns. I don't care where you are. And you can justify it all you want. Oh, we had to drop the bombs to end the war. Well, you dropped them. And you were self-professed Christians that did it. Okay, guys, let's move on from that. The exchange rate is still strong, 52.29. I mean, it's been strong, man. It's been up there, man. And I don't think it's going to drop too much further than that, especially with the Philippines opening back up. Come on in, sir. This is the room service. As the Philippines opens up, as the world opens up, the dollar's going to get stronger. My girlfriend was telling me the other day, she said, usually, Marilyn, she's smart, man. She's a professional. She said when the gas prices go up, the dollar goes up. So, and if anybody doesn't know, man, the gas prices here in the Philippines are just so expensive right now. Here in Zamboanga, it's about 77. That's the highest I saw. But in San Carlos City, where I'm from, a little small city, it's 82. And I was like, wow. Yeah, see, wiser and happier. This is a great point right here. He said Malaysia is a great place, yet people are put off by the Muslim community. I love Malaysia, never had a problem. But see, you don't understand. A lot of people don't understand. Muslims it's not a race, it's a religion. The Filipinos, first and foremost, are kind, they're warm, they're welcoming, like all other Filipinos. I've never had a problem with Muslims. My problem has been with Christians. And I said over and over, it's just how it is, man, But the news is so bad over in the West. I mean, it's not even news. I was watching CNN the other day, and if that's what's passing for news in America, man, we got it bad, man. It's nothing but propaganda. It's nothing but, this is my opinion, but commentary. It's nothing news coming out there. They're trying to make this guy in Ukraine, the leader Zelensky or whatever, look like a hero. We don't even know him. But that's what they're doing. They're selling him to us. We don't know him. We're just going by what they're saying. And it's crazy, man. But I like Zamboanga. And I stand by my vlog. It's safe here. It's a beautiful place. I would suggest you come here and visit. If you don't come to Mindanao, guys, you're missing out on half the Philippines. Some of the best places in all the Philippines is here. Thank you. Salamat. The State Department says, oh, yeah, stay away, but everybody knows they have to do that to protect themselves. If you come down here and that something happens to you, they're going to say, well, we warned him, okay? But I'm just telling you guys, man, this is something that I'm living. Remember, this is boots on the ground experience, the nitty gritty. What I'm seeing, what I'm living, what I'm experiencing. I'm not just shooting off my hip and saying, oh, yeah, come to Zamboanga. I wouldn't put anybody's life in jeopardy, man, but they're not going to come right in the city and get you. and you can, the guy just said it, LA, San Diego, wherever. Chicago, Philadelphia, Louisville, Kentucky, the little small place I live. It's had record numbers of homicides the last couple of years. I mean, just so many people getting killed for nothing, by the way. Oahu guy says, will you recommend Zamboanga to a newbie Philippine traveler? Of course. I mean, if you've got somebody that you know here that invited you here, because even though there's a lot of tourist spots here, this place has a lot of potential. You probably want a local to be with you to really show you around. You know, it's just like when I go to Chicago, man. Certain areas I don't go in because people tell me, "Hey, don't go over there." It's probably what you want to do here. Bunny Monroe says, if you had to choose between living in Bacala or Iloilo, what say you? I'm thinking retiring Iloilo because of the bike path. I'm going to have to go with Iloilo. I call them the Twin Cities because they're right across the bay. I call it the bay. It's really the ocean, the sea. But they're right across from each other, about a 45-minute ferry ride. And I would say Iloilo. Iloilo is more progressive. It's a lot cleaner and safer, in my opinion. I love Bacolod City too, but you asked me which one, and I'm going to have to say Iloilo. They've been winning awards in the Philippines in the last year. Number one is the most progressive city in the Philippines, like you said, with the bike paths and everything like that. But it's really nice. The first time I went there in 2019, I mean, I was really, it might have been the latter part of 2018, but it was, no, it was 2019, early 2019. I was really impressed. It just looked like you could have been in, when you went down to the business district, you could have been in any city in America, in the West. Yeah, this is true. He said humans are great at coming to conclusions with limited information. Media changes your perception in a negative way. I know one guy said, I don't know who said it, he said, but the media will make you hate the people you should love and love the people you should hate. Dan Stevenson, what's up, man? And here's a guy, he's bearing witness. He's down in General Santos. I think he's in between Davao and General Santos in a dangerous area. If you listen to Fox News and everybody, but he hasn't had any problems. And that's a fact. But a positive note, according to the Department of Tourism, inbound travelers are up to 10,000 per day now. That's a lot. It's still nowhere near the 2019 numbers, but remember, the Philippines has only been open about a month now. So it's going in the right direction. Randall Tober says the Philippines doesn't truly open. Sadly, it would be Thailand for me, at least for the 2 or so years it may take the Philippines to really reopen. And what do you mean by that? You mean unvaccinated travelers? Is that what you're saying? I don't know how long. I guess that would be a good guess, 2 years. Hey, Mo, here's Mo. He's resurfaced, my buddy that I met in Cebu, and the family met in Cebu. He's been having a great time. He says, good morning, Brother Calvin. Went to a fundraiser concert in Tagnan, Paglao last night, doing my first free dive today in the ocean. I have no qualms about going to Zamboanga City. Absolutely. Now, Mo is a self-professed Muslim, one of the nicest guys I've met since I've been in the Philippines. But remember, it's his religion. And if we just practice our religion, guys, we wouldn't have any problem. Everywhere has a danger zone. Absolutely, Lily. Thank you for bringing reason to the live stream. Quintessential one said, Calvin is $60 in Los Angeles now. Wow. But what's so amazing about it being so high in the Philippines, about $6 here too, is nobody received a raise. You know, America has really had good gas prices for a long time. I mean, gas prices have been high over in Europe and other places. We've had a break for a long time in America, but the thing is over here, man, you know, the average salary is something like $250 a month. And that's the average salary. That's a very good job if you earn that. Most people don't earn anywhere near that. So then you're talking about 82 pesos a liter. Man. Smoking Out Marla says, how long will it be before the exchange rate causes resentment against foreigners? Well, that never does happen because they know we have we really don't have any, what I want to say. We're not the cause of that. And remember, the Americans have been coming to the Philippines at least since 1899. We're genuinely welcome here. They have a love affair with Americans here. It could go up to 60, and they wouldn't blame you for that. Hey, Alpina, good to see you, man. Kenny Ray says, Cal, I never see the older daughter on the thumbnails, and she's still living with you guys. Yeah, she didn't come to Boracay. And yeah, she's just turned 16. And I don't really put them on my, it's just, if I see a good picture, my thumbnails really have nothing to do with my videos. The script, that's what the description is for. But I really don't like to put any of them on there because you just don't know who's watching. I don't want to put them out there like that. And it's just a decision I made. So putting them on the thumbnail is not really that bad. Hey, Scott Hicks, how you doing? Let's see. Otis Allen says, Zamboanga is pretty fun, yes, but they're not relationship material people. I don't know why you say that. I tell you this, people all the time, they ask me, they call it Asia's Latin City for a reason. I think this is one of the last strongholds Spanish had before they were pushed out of the Philippines. But you'll see a lot of Latino type of people here. And if you people always ask me, well, where's the women with the shapely women? They're here. I mean, they're really here, man. The booty in Zamboanga, put it like that. My wife, my ex-wife, brother, she was 36, and weighed 100 pounds. So imagine that, guys. Look at, in your mind's eye, just imagine that. But yeah, I love it here. I don't have any problems here. It's just so much different than a lot of the other places. That's all. The languages is different. The Chavacano, they speak, it's a mix of Filipino and Spanish. And, a lot of the Muslim population has their own language. I forgot what they call that. But a great majority of people here speak Bisaya. And that's that's what I speak. Southern Cal South says most Americans have only been to Luzon where the bases were. Yeah, we've got a very limited, man. The Philippines is so vast, it's so diverse, that it'll shock you. Most people, we think of only one Philippines. We think, we say the Philippines, so we talk about typhoons. We think that typhoons are everywhere. All Filipinos look the same. They talk the same language. No, they eat the same food. They have the same culture. No, it's many cultures, many languages, many traditions. It's really diverse. It's diverse as America. You don't believe it. Many Filipinos, it's so hot here, they're darker than me. See, I'm dark. I'm not really this dark, but hey, I stay out in the sun. I have my bike. I live in the Philippines now. But I'm probably about 2 shades lighter in America. But even with my complexion now, the Filipinos are darker than me. They're black. Alexander Neverman said, America's the wild, wild west. Record number of guns have been sold lately here. Yeah, it's like it puzzles me when Americans, I don't know about all the other places, guys. I'm talking about America. That's where I'm from. When they say that some place is dangerous, it's like, that's propaganda. See, that's being indoctrinated. Man, you're living in the most violent nation on the planet. Nothing even comes close to America, man. So, come on, guys, pointing fingers. You're pointing, your boys pointing back at you. He says, Joshua L says, not sure if you covered it, but you're going to school to learn Messiah. I'm going to get a tutor, and it's going to be Messiah. People say, oh, well, dude, Tagalog. No, I'm not. It's a waste for me. Where I am, even though the people where I live and mostly where I frequent can speak Tagalog, when you go to the Philippines, they're going to speak their dialect. They're not going to speak, Tagalog, unless it's Tagalog. There's a guy. He's a black guy, but he's from Haiti. He was adopted and grew up in Canada. He married a Filipino here. They lived here for 5 years in Manila. I can't think of this guy's name. He's super talented. He's got a great YouTube channel, and his name, I can't remember his name, but anyway, he said, "Man, we always wanted to come to Cebu, but we can't speak Bisaya." See, and I was telling him, I was like, "Well, hell, excuse me." I was like, "Hell, why don't you just speak Tagalog?" But the bottom line is, guys, wherever you go, that's the language they're going to speak. Hey, Tyrone Billups, he said, University of Michigan, my alumni, is on their way to the Sweet 16. Since I came to the Philippines, I've been checking it out, Tyrone, today. As a matter of fact, right before this, I was watching that thriller between Michigan and Tennessee, the last 5 minutes. But I haven't really been following sports like I used to. Hey, Eric Terry, thanks for that super chat. And man, super sticker. And I got an interesting email today from a guy. Him and his wife, they're coming to the Philippines in the last of May. And what he's going to do is he's going to drive the whole of the Philippines. From north, he's going to start in Davao, I think go all the way south, and then back down. And he wants me to ride with him, man. He said, I'll pay for all your hotel accommodations, separate hotel room, everything. He said, I don't agree with everything you say. He said, but I think that you're a trustworthy person with good knowledge of the Philippines, and you would make a good road buddy. And I told him, man, I consider it. There's a lot of things I have to, check on before I can give him a yay or nay. Number one, is Maryland even going to like that? Because I'm pretty sure we'll be gone a couple of weeks. Then I've got my motion for reconsideration. But man, that's something that I would love to do, and just do a vlog everywhere we went, because man, that's going to be some type of trip he's going to make. See, these are the type of people that attracted to my channel. Every soul attracts its own. Pumpkin Joe said, man, you better than me, letting people come and stay in his guest house. I said, look, I don't attract people like you're thinking in your mind. I attract good people. I told Marilyn the same thing, because she said the same thing. Everybody that's come to my house, or come to St. Carlos to visit me, been nothing but A1 people, man. Hey, Dan Stevenson, he said 100,000 people are kidnapped in the USA yearly, but they highlight a less than 20 kidnappings in the Philippines. Yeah, see, that's propaganda. That's, the media for you. They want me to love this Zelensky guy in Ukraine. Hell, before the war, I never even thought about Ukraine. It never crossed my mind. But now all of a sudden, I'm supposed to revere him as some type of hero. He's supposed to be some type of George Washington. I'm sorry, but I don't know him. And I'm anti-war. That's about as far as I'm going with that. But yeah, guys, we have to learn to think for ourselves. Get off that television, man. Hey, Trap221, he said, going to meet my girlfriend for the first time in Manila. She has a successful career and doesn't really need me, to be honest. Yeah, she needs you. Wish me luck. LOL, it's my first time over there. Yeah, she does, guys, y'all got to understand. If she's successful and, she's beautiful more than likely, then why does she want to date you then? And you live on the other side of the planet. Come on, guys. We got to get out of this stupid mindset that we're in. They need you, okay? All right? There's something behind that. And I wish you the best of luck, man. It's just, let's keep it real on my channel. Don't you think that Marilyn, my girlfriend, is not successful? She has a successful career. She's a professional, has a college degree, but she needs me. Okay. Hey, where's Michael? Thanks for the super chat. He said, by the way, Calvin, I contacted Harold's Dive Center and Mars Dive Shop, Dumagetti, Negros Occidental. They're next door to each other. I was amazed how inexpensive and minimal regulations. Appreciate you. Good looking out. Hey, thank you. Where's Michael? As a matter of fact, and if you don't want to go to Dumagetti, go to where Mo is. Mo is in Panglao, Bahal. And scuba diving, he told me it's like 15,000 pesos. That's like $300, man. Try to go to scuba diving school in America for $300 and see how they won't take you in your damn bathtub for that. Because I was always interested. Whenever I go to Panglao, Bahal, Boracay, any of those places like that, you just see there's hundreds of people taking these classes. And I just always wondered, well, it must be pretty inexpensive, but it's very popular here, man. It's one of the tourist attractions in the Philippines. So I asked the question, is the Philippines everything you thought it would be? I say that because there's a lot of first-timers. Mo is here. I've seen a lot of guys contacting me. And now that you're here, what do you think about it? Is it overhyped? Is it underhyped? Is it about what you thought it was? I've fallen in love with the Philippines from the first time I came here, and it's a love affair that continues today. I'll never get tired of this place. Texas Tezoy said something, I promise you, he said it when I was thinking it. He said one of the reasons he loves the Philippines, he said there's so many damn beautiful women just walking around. He said, I'm happy with my girlfriend, and I am too. But just to be able to look at them, man, it's something, man. It puts the Philippines way up here to me. Hey, shipmate, Will Theta, IT specialist. Says, hey, shipmate, I was able to catch your live stream. How's it going, brother? It's going good, man. I'm going to go swimming later on. I think I'm going to watch the movie The Batman after my live stream. I'm going to go to the mall. I was going to take Gabe the other day, but it's an R13. Yeah, I thought R13 means 13 and over. But the lady told me, oh, no, you got to be 14 and over. So, remember, I don't argue with people here. I don't, she said 14, then okay, 14. Because I was lying anyway. I put his age up 3 years because he's big for his age. But yeah, we couldn't see that. And see, remember, there's a lot of order here. She could have easily sold me those tickets and sent me in there, but she didn't do it. It's just something that we from the West are going to get used to over here. Everybody treats you here like you're in the first grade. And some people don't like that. Hey, Sonic Soundworks Mastering, thanks for the super chat. He said, Impact XP and Saitama, I knew are the future for crypto and finance and would change lives for everyone involved. Can't wait to get out to the Philippines this year. Impact XP and Saitama, I knew. Now you're one of them I'd like to get on Tuesday to come on. Mr. Vegas says, I'm retired, but I'm in no hurry. I don't think they're going to run out of Filipinos infrastructure before I get there. And that's a good way to look at it. Listen, guys, we're chasing women who are standing still. That's what he's saying. They're not going anywhere. They can't go anywhere, majority of them. They'll get a visa, but they won't even get out of the airport because the Philippines, they protect their people, man. There's a lot of human trafficking going on over here, man. When you're in a country that has a lot of the economic struggles that the Philippines has, you get outsiders who trick these women and men and with offers of good jobs and employment, only to get them outside the country and exploit them. So, it's really hard to get out of here, guys. Dan said, thanks, man, for telling the truth about the so-called bad areas here. Yeah, any good government is going to cover their behind. They're going to say, hey, look, we warned them. We told you to do that. But when you look at the contrast, I'm much safer here, even in Zamboanga, than I am in America. Man, my brother got killed, man, over a petty argument in a nightclub. The police, just terrorized my family in 2004. They had the wrong address, man. They never apologized, by the way. I tried to sue them for 2 years. They got something that's called qualified immunity. And every last one of them people were Christians. They were self-professed Christians, guys. I don't get into that religion stuff because, hey, if everybody just practiced their religion, what would even be the point of saying I'm a Christian or this or that? Who needs to know that? Live it, man, is what I say. Andy Rod, the man, said, your channel is my anxiety reliever. I love it. I'm going to tell you something, man. I put that out there because I know a lot of people deal with that anxiety. And, in my community, man, in America, it's very misunderstood. It's mistaken for cowardice. So you can't go around saying, oh, man, I suffer from anxiety. They're going to say, oh, you're a coward, you're a chicken. But a lot of people suffer from anxiety, and it is what it is, man. Whereas Michael said gas in the hour was $3.89 per gallon. And see, that's not bad, really. When you look at the salaries and stuff over there, we don't talk about. I was talking to one of my subscribers. We never talk about the cost of rent going up, but the minute gas goes up 50 cents, everybody's on the news. See, that's programming, guys. Why are we so worried about gas going up, but we don't worry about rent? We're being priced out over there. And that's why the Philippines is such a great option for people like me, the working man. This is the working man's paradise, man. But minute gas goes up 10 cents, man. You got everybody on Facebook and all of that, man. Meanwhile, food is damn near doubled over here. Kente Dynasty says, good day, Calvin. Just finished watching another YouTube and glad to get your notification. Recorded music today. Contacted a studio in Dumaguete. We may collaborate someday. Come on, man. See, that's another thing that's very inexpensive over here. Studio time. When my daughter's a singer, and I used to bankroll her career, and this is in 2014, 2015. The little studios I was going to in America was $60 an hour. But over here, it's pretty cheap. And they know what they're doing, too. Well, here's another guy, Cal did when he's here. He's back. He said, it's hot as hell here. Yes, summer. We've got, let's see, what's the date? The 20th? Got about 10 more days, and it's officially summer here. If you're here, if you plan on being here in May, man, you better bring an air conditioner strapped to your back. Because I'm going to tell you, humidity is about 70. The temperature is hovering around 110. You're going to need an air-conditioned suit. But at certain times of the day here in the Philippines, you get perfect weather. Usually somewhere around 5:30 in the afternoon, in the evening, all the way to about 6 in the morning. And And you'll see that over here. But any of them other times, man, you better make a beeline to wherever you're going. And if you're on the beach, get in the water, have some good sunscreen on you, man. It's going to tear your butt up. Hey, thanks, Journey Trials and Joy, for the super chat. He says, what do you think the impact of the falling dollar will be on travel if gas prices keep going high? Should people travel now or wait? I say travel now. Do it now is my philosophy anyway, because, it's one thing. The only certain thing about life is that it's uncertain. I go with my gut. It's usually the best thing. But the dollar is not falling over here. It's rising over here. And, they talk about gas prices keep going high. They've been high everywhere else. Just in America, they haven't been high, guys. Look it up, man. I promise you. Journey Trials and Joy. They've been paying $5 and $6 for gasoline over in Europe for a long time. I think we've been manipulating the market some kind of way, because gas should have been past $3.89. He said he almost got carjacked in Chicago yesterday. Now, unless you're playing horseshoes, Kente Dynasty, almost doesn't count, okay? Or if you throwing hand grenades, either one. Stephen, man, please help me with the pronunciation of your name. Kunel. He says, Calvin, what was your experience feeling your first earthquake there? It was terrifying. I was in Moncton. We had rented an apartment there. It was in 2011. And man, it was scary. And then what was even scarier was the aftershock. It was even scarier, man. But I felt, about 3 altogether. I felt one in, the Scuba one was the real one in the aftershock. Then down here in Zamboanga, I felt one. And then in St. Carlos City. Hey, Yusuf Amar Habib, thanks for the super chat. Said sorry to the moderator for being put on timeout. I definitely didn't mean to. Good morning, Calvin. I don't know what happened, because you have to really be messing up for the beach of life to put you in timeout. Hey, Kevin Long Break, he says, I'm living in Tacloban, lady. Other than the number of pedicabs on the road, it's really a great place with kind people. Yeah, man. If you're driving down there, Kevin, I feel for you with, see, they don't have jeepneys in St. Carlos City. Not like they have here. I mean, they jeepneys, pedicabs, tricycles. This is how people get around the locals. But if you drive in, oh, man, I feel for you. But, yeah, I've been to Tacloban one time, and I went in right before the pandemic, somewhere around January 2020. And I was actually in Ormond City, and the guy said, instead of going all the way back to Cebu to renew your visa, go on down to Tacloban. And man, it's just like that. All you have to do, the difference in Tacloban than any other place, you have to go get a picture, a photocopy of your biological page on your passport. But that's it. It was quick. But yeah, it kind of, I'm going to tell you something though, Kevin, about what was so sad about Tacloban, man. You could just see that dark cloud over it. And I always tip wherever I go here in the Philippines. But whatever I normally tip, I doubled it when I went to Tacloban, because I know they're trying their best to rebuild that city, and they've done a great job. But I know that the people are still recovering from that Hurricane Yolanda. Hey, Rudy, what's going on? I hope you was on here earlier. Some guy was throwing out some different Bitcoins. And of course, everybody says my Bitcoin is going to be the highest. I call a lot of it shitcoin, but That's just me, man. I'm too old for that stuff. Kenny Racer Cal, what do you think of Tagaytay? Is it close to you? I saw one of the most beautiful homes for rent there, 600 US. Yeah, see, the Tagaytay, I went there in 2010. It's a beautiful place, and I guess that's north of, would that be north of Manila? About 2 hours or something. I can't remember because I was in like a jet lag blackout. I was so tired. I don't remember how far it was to get there, but it's really beautiful place. And 600 US for some people, that's not a lot of money, man. But for me, that's a lot of money. That would be about half of my pay. And, you could just, for somebody out in California and some of these other places, you're like, man, that's a steal. But to come to the Philippines and spend $600 a month, man, that's a lot of money. But, it just depends on what you want to do. But Tagaytay, yeah, I've been there. And it's really a beautiful place. It's cool, too. Dark Knight says, how many dialects does the Philippines have? I've heard 170. I've heard 2,000. It's a lot. Yeah, I've heard. Okay, he said south of Manila. Okay, yeah. I'm going to tell you, man, I was so messed up. 3D Trump says Germany gas is only around $5.70 a gallon. I've never watched prices before, and not watching prices now, it doesn't matter to me. And that's the way to look at it. They tell you what to be concerned about, man. That's programming. Why do you think they call it radio programming, television programming? To program your ass. Why even worry about it? I don't worry about it. I don't drive anymore. Marilyn's got a motorcycle. We bought her last year. And okay, when she first bought it, it was like $2 to fill it up. Now it's $5. Big deal to me, I'm saying. He says nobody's too old for crypto. It's just money, same as trading dollar for pesos. Only difference is the value increase on crypto while those flat currencies will decrease in value. Well, that's what they always say Sonic Soundworks mastering. But meanwhile, just about everybody's losing in that damn shit coin. I don't want any parts of it. It's just my opinion. And, it's for the younger generation. And if you know what you're doing, why not trade in it? I don't know what I'm doing, and I'm too old for it. The money I've got, I better hold on to it. I don't work anymore. So if the money I lose, it's going to be hard for me to recoup it. And, it's just to each his own. Hey, Larry, what's going on? Brasilero Shelton. He's a Brazilian man, but I'm trying to get him sold on coming here to the Philippines. He'll get a lot more bang for his buck if he comes here. Yeah, this is all I'm saying. I never invest in anything I don't understand. But everybody, they're trying to, if it's too good to be true, it probably is. The people who make the money off their Bitcoin are the ones who are selling it. And you're buying it. And hey, Philip Camps, welcome. He said, first time live viewer from Trinidad. Thank you, brother. And welcome to the live stream. Wise and Happy said, crypto's not investing if you don't understand it. Many people purchase Bitcoin without even understanding. Yeah, but, how many people, if so many people are earning money off this stuff, hell, why is everybody complaining? I got some guys on here. One guy said he lost $40,000 dealing with crypto. Had in the shower said crypto's moved to a Ponzi scheme. The men, they become speculative without any real beta metrics to tie them to for projecting. Yeah, it's too volatile for me. Whether you're gonna win or lose, it's just too volatile for me. I'd rather take my money to the casino, to be honest with you, and I roll the dice because I'm pretty good at dice and I'm lucky. And even though that's volatile, hell, I can I put $100 down, and on the front line. And if I roll a 7, I get 100. If I put 50 on the front line, 50 on the back, and get a point, I'm gonna win even more than that. And I can quit anytime I want. With crypto, I can quit, but I'm never gonna recoup my losses if I do. Hey, Mark Peters, he said, Cal, I'm coming to St. Carlos in late April after my girlfriend and I go to Pang Lao. Just buying a lot in Calatrava. Okay. You and your family are welcome to join us when we have a chime one night. Would be our pleasure. Thank you, man. I love Calatrava. It's a little bitty small city. Has a nice beach. It's not white sand beach, but it's a nice beach nonetheless. It's clean. I like the water's clean. John Gomez said, good morning, Calvin, and hello, everybody. I know trading, but also know not to touch crypto. Too volatile. Yeah, now this is a successful guy here by any definition. And, if what's the guy who the greatest stockbroker, what's his name? He doesn't even deal with crypto, so it must not be all that. Hey, Ralph Mouth, thanks for the super sticker. Who is that guy? Who am I trying to think about? Warren Buffett. Now, don't get on here and say he's got it, because that would be worldwide news. The price of shitcoin would go up tremendously. Hey, Icy Daniel says, you still sell insurance? I don't, but sometimes some of my subscribers, they'll ask me for my advice, and I'll do that. Of course, free of charge. Hide in the Shadow says, crypto is not the future. Trade zone currency is the future, replacements of modern day currency. Not here yet, but we will be at some point. Well, it's going to take, I'm going to tell y'all something. I'm going to go on record right now. The mighty dollar is going to be around. It's not going to be replaced in my lifetime. You know what I mean? As far as, the number one go-to currency. And when I mean the mighty dollar, it might be the mighty peso. I'm talking about that physical money. I'm 58. I don't think I'm going to ever see that. Now, I'm not talking about, credit cards and all that. That's real money, really, right there. I'm talking about all this, crypto and all this different banks and stuff. He says, hey, Mythic Vamp wants to, Calvin, have you ever been to Butuan? Yeah, I've been to Butuan several times. It's just a little small place. Well, not really small, but it's in northern Mindanao, where I was seeing the young lady down in Bislik City. She lived in Lewigan. I would have to fly from Cebu to Butuan and then catch a bus. But one time I stayed in Butuan for like a week. It's a lot of, like I said, it's near a lot of places. And in the Philippines, you're no further than an hour by plane anywhere, really, that you want to go. Hey, Eves Gabriel, thanks for that super chat. Says, hello, Mr. Calvin. First, congrats on everything. And I just wanted to say, I have a friend whose brother lost his life savings playing with crypto. Thank you, Eves Gabriel. And this is an intelligent guy as well. I wouldn't play with it, man. Like I said, I'm no longer working. If I was 28 instead of 58, maybe I would. If I lose my money, then hell, I'll get back out there and hustle. If I'm 58, my hustling days are over. Tony Bridges says, hey, Calvin, to Gaitai or BGC, which is a nicer place to live, in your opinion? I've never been to BGC. I've been to Tagaytay, and I'm not one of those. BGC is like Manila, so you're dealing with that traffic. I do have a friend who lives in BGC. It's expensive. You better have, your dollars in a row. From what I heard, it's like living in America, but why come over here to the Philippines to live like you live in America? I like Tagaytay because it's more of a province-like living. I don't like the traffic. See, that's what turns me off about living in Manila. I love going to Manila and um, visiting and, like a tourist, but I wouldn't want to live there. Lay's Vlog said there's a few good projects in crypto like Theta, Solana, and Matic. Still not a good time to buy crypto. I'd rather buy steady stocks for good yields. Yeah, and see, somebody like me, and most of the people I know, the reason we don't invest is because we're not patient. We'll invest 10,000, and then the minute we go on a trip and in between payday, we want to go and get some of our money out. And that's not the way you win in the investment game. We can't put it there and leave it alone. Even when I had that 401k and I had a pretty good one going, man, I'd be borrowing money from myself all the time. I just couldn't leave it alone, man. In 1992, I was with a company, Color Corporation. The stock split twice, man, while I was working there. Had I just simply left that there, I'd be rich right now. But I couldn't do it because I was drinking and getting high then, man. I see $1,000 in there. Give me my $1,000. And most of my friends, man, we just don't have we want to be able to access our money. We come from a place where you can't see that you've got 100,000 and you're not going to touch it. We're gonna want that money. Hiding the shadow said Warren Buffett has a hidden benefit men are not aware of. He owns a bond rating agency and has access to indicators before the rest of the market players do. Yeah, he's doing something. He's got a pretty crazy story, man. I like to read about people like him, extraordinary people. Music Fanatic 93 said crypto is currently best to be used as a hedge. The technology, ease of use, and infrastructure is there, but they turn the internet in Kazakhstan. Crypto is vulnerable as long as governments exist. Yeah. You're right. Yeah, Earl. He says the dollar will rule the world for a long time. Yeah, in our lifetime, guys, all this old, virtual money and all that stuff, it's not going to beat that dollar, man. It's just like he said, all this cryptocurrency hype. It's hard to beat bricks and mortar. Yeah, you want that money in your pocket. We've already been indoctrinated with that dollar. It's going to take forever, but let's get back to the subject, man. Is any newcomers to the Philippines on here right now? Is the Philippines everything you thought it would be? In my opinion, yes. I fell in love with the Philippines the first night I arrived here, about 1 a.m. in the morning, April the 9th, 2009. I'll never forget the day, never forget the time. It's in here forever. And I knew then, I said, man, I love this place. It was quiet. It was like 1 o'clock, and nobody was on the street in Cebu. It was in Mactan. It's like it was a curfew or something. They didn't even have a curfew. It's just, I'm happy right now with Maryland, but it's just so many beautiful women that you can just look at. You don't have to approach them. You don't have to disrespect them or try to pick them up. It's just a beautiful sight. The cost of living is just, it's just phenomenal for somebody like me. I'm a working man. They priced me out in America and in all those Western countries. The Philippines is so beautiful. Y'all saw me when I went to Boracay. You saw me walking around here in Zamboanga City. It's everything to me that I didn't even know anything about the Philippines, so I can't really answer that question, but I can say that it's really a great place. Yeah, I actually remember her name was Grace. Yeah, I remember. Yeah. Valerspin was her last name, Grace Valerspin. only because her and her ex-husband, she was still married. They owned this photography business. It was, I mean, they had like maybe 10 locations. See, at the time, I was just thinking, well, hell, this is what it's like in America, but I couldn't appreciate it then like I can now. This lady had like 10 franchises. And because, over here, it's a lot of paperwork and it's a lot of, you need ID for everything, school IDs, passport IDs, you need an ID for your ID over here, man. And she had a pretty lucrative business, but then when they split up, everything went to hell. Hey, Filipina Raquel TV said, thank you, host, for the compliment of our country, the Philippines. Well, I don't need to hype it up, Raquel. You know that. Philippines is going to hype itself. But I've never met anybody that didn't say that said that they didn't like it here, or it wasn't everything that they thought it was going to be. It always overfilled their expectations. Hey, Levon White, good to see you, man. He said, hello, Calvin. Dr. Frankenstein is giving me a new left knee. Oh, man. I know you told me that you had been in the hospital. So how you feeling, man? I'm glad to see you back. We missed you, man, for real, because a lot of people was asking me about you. But as far as that investing, guys, I think I'm just going to stick with the dollar right now. See, here's what I'm saying, Levon White. You think I'm joking. He said, say, long time, Levon White. You in the Philippines as yet. But everybody that I've spoken to, Franz Pracio Jr., see, he's normally on my live stream. He's not on here because he's having a great time. Hakim's Travels, he's not on here. They're having a great time. Sammy Davis, he's not on here, guys. Mo was on here for a short time. Clint Dow said mid-May or June and flights are getting cheaper. Yeah, it's 10,000 people per day, according to the Department of Tourism, that's coming into the Philippines right now. And man, it's still not 2019 numbers, but it's getting there. I'm going to tell you in the next decade, man, the Philippines is going to be one of the top tourist attractions in all of Asia, not just Southeast Asia, because they were well on their way to being that. When I came here in 2009, only like 2 million people came to the Philippines that year. Fast forward 10 years later, it was up to 8 million. Americans, 5 times more Americans came in 2019 than they did in 2009. Say, hey, kid. It says, Calvin, have you been to Iloilo City? Any thoughts? Yeah, I go to Iloilo City a lot. The first time I went was early 2019. I was blown away. I'm impressed by the place. It's clean. It's modern. It's a progressive, up-to-date city. It's just like being somewhere in America, really. I mean, it's nice, man. It's got a lot of tourist places. And it's only like a 4.5 hour ride from Boracay. But yeah, Iloilo City, you'll like it. But remember, it's a big city, so you're going to run into traffic. If you're driving, you're going to have jeepneys on every corner, clogging up the roads. Every 5 feet, they stopping to pick somebody up. But if that's where you're headed, you can't lose out on that. Bunny Monroe says, I flipped out upon my first day in the fields, 07. No pun intended. Yeah, you're going to flip out over here. I didn't come over here for a woman, but man, when I found out what was waiting for me over here, my whole thinking changed. I mean, it was really the lady I was with. That's what she told me. She said, I'm doing things for you that I would never even do for my husband, she told me. I was like, wow, really? That was, a wake-up call. AC King says it's okay to look at pretty women. As the old saying goes, it don't matter where you get your appetite as long as you eat your meals at home. Yeah, that's what my mother used to say. She said, yeah, you can go out and build up an appetite, but just come home for supper. Cal Devin says, I'm sitting here in scrubs right now under this fan. I'm still sweating. Well, hell, cut on the air condition, cheap. You got all that money, man. He said, what up, Cal? How many are foreigners, though? What are you talking about? How many are foreigners? What are you saying? What are you talking about, Ephraim? How many are foreigners, though? What are you talking about? I don't get that. Maybe I missed something. Cal said, hey, guys, for a piece of advice, if you go into some of the provinces, you will need an S-Pass. Yeah, just go on the S-Pass, Google that, click the link, it'll come up, and it says, are you traveling? Click on that, and then it'll say your origin. You put your origin in there, Cebu City, then you put the destination, Zamboanga City. If you need an S-Pass, if you need approval, you want to do it 24 to 48 hours before. But like Zamboanga, because it's alert 1, it's auto-generated. So they're going to give you your pass just like that. But even if you got the pending S-Pass, I would use that. But the days of most of the places here now, you don't need that RT-PCR test unless you're unvaccinated. But if you're vaccinated, it's really wide open now. Hey, John Grant says, so Calvin, you had me cracking up in one of your videos. You said you crawled into the Philippines. Yeah. Greetings from Queens, New York, USA. Yeah, I did, man. I was on fumes, man. I was in bad shape. But the Philippines rejuvenated me. Hey, Ralph Mouse, thanks for that super sticker. It recycled me, as it does a lot of guys. It renewed my hope in the world. Hey, Lance Johnson said, Calvin, excellent explanations. Keep them coming, man. Thank you. Whereas Michael says, an active investor, I invest in products and companies. I understand. I'm not against crypto. It can be a valuable asset, but as Charlie Munger says, crypto's not a tangible product. I don't mess with it. Yeah, I like the tangible too. That's why I don't date virtual women. I want a real woman that I can put my arms around. And it's just like money. I want the tangible money. I don't want that virtual stuff. Levon White says, Orchid King, I had left knee replacement surgery on March the 2nd, 2022. After my left knee is rehab, my right knee will be replaced. Wow. My Philippine journey is on hold. I developed a great peace. Yeah, you are going to be Frankenstein before it's over with. John Gomez says, I have a total replaced hip myself. Took me 6 months to get it right. When my father in his day, man, see, we're fortunate that technology is what it is today with all this replaced hips and knees and everything. That when they start doing penis replacements, that's going to be something that's real popular. Ephraim Dunn, okay, so I have 10,000 visitors. About 2/3 of them now are foreign. Now, they consider returning Filipinos from abroad to be tourists because they don't live here anymore, Ephraim. They're coming back home. They're coming to visit, to go on vacation. But yeah, it's about 2/3. I can actually give you the exact number because it's right here. Let's see. I'll find it real quick in just a second. But yeah, any new guys, man, I'd like for you guys to comment. Is the Philippines everything you thought it was going to be? Or has it not met your expectations? Wow, right here it says Philippines may get below 500 COVID cases by April. Well, I can't find that right now. Let me see. I'm just going over here real quick, guys. Hold on. I got just a couple more. It was the front page news. But now, I guess they changed it to Sunday's news. And now I can't find it. But, yeah, it's 10,000. The Balance of Life says, hello, Calvin and subscribers. What's going on, brother? I appreciate you stopping by. Cupper says, is it true you can live comfortably on $1,500 a month? Yes, you can. It depends. Remember, the budgets are like assholes. We all got one. Some are tighter than others. But it depends. Where you live, how you live, your standard of living, man, and where you live. If you're in San Carlos City, it's going to go a whole lot further than if you're living in Metro Manila, because there's going to be a lot more variables. Transportation costs in Manila, rent is probably going to be higher. Calvin said, how much was the ticket for that nice room on the ship? That was a state room. It's like $105 or something like that, way beyond my budget. But when I travel on that ship like that, I can't afford to get sick. I've got to be in a room by myself. With this, pre-pandemic, it didn't matter. But now, yeah, I'll spend that extra. And you get the comfort, man. And it makes the trip go by quicker. It's worth it. And remember, that's for two people, for real. So really, you cut it down and have like 50 for you, 50 for your girl. Hey, Curtis Eugene Thomas, he said, what's up, Sunshine Cal? Do you watch the big chest Filipino woman who cooks and breastfeed her son over there on her channel? I don't. That's the first time I ever heard of it. But yeah, he says, yeah, it depends on your lifestyle. But in San Carlos City, you absolutely can. And that's a fact. What's funny, John Gomez? Mr. Munger had stated that crypto does not fit Berkshire Hathaway's principles of investing. It doesn't fit my principles of investing either. He said, I tried to go in with an open mind when I first visited the Philippines because you cannot compare it to Australia. So different in a lot of ways. Oh, yeah. Good. Barry Carey, good point. This is a great point here, actually, guys. Don't come over here comparing this. These are the foreigners that I get as far away as I possibly can. Every other word, in my country it's like this. Or, in my country they do it this way. In my country, well, but you're not in your country. Stop comparing it. It's the Philippines. Let it be what it's supposed to be. But every other sentence is, in my country they do it like this and do it like that. Ralph Mouse says probably 7,500. Yeah, that's about right. He said, Cal, they have penis replacements. I know a guy in Canada that has one after cancer. They even have a pump that he uses before sex. It fills it up. Better than the real thing for her, but not for him. Yeah, I mean real penis replacement, where you get all the joys and pleasures of real penis. That's probably not in my lifetime though. But yeah, I know a guy. My American wife's cousin, he had prostate cancer, and he had to pump. He's beating it up, but he ain't getting no pleasure out of it, really. I mean, it's too much that goes into that. Nature knew exactly what she was doing with that one. It's hard to duplicate that. Philip Camp says, I plan to visit my Filipino girlfriend in December, and I can't deny I'm excited. I already learning the dialect so I can enjoy the experience better. Yeah, you'll never really learn it, though, unless you fluent. And once you get over here, there's just too many. And it's just like me. See, here in Zamboanga, they have a hard time understanding me. I mean, it's frustrating for me. It's one of the reasons I have to learn Visaya when I come to here. I mean, they really have a hard time, and I don't know why. But most of the people here, they can't understand me. I'll say something simple as to the tricycle driver, LM Motel. He can't understand that. So I have to get somebody off the street, or else I'll pull it up on my phone and show him, like, here, LM Hotel. I'll say, it's just, I'm just having a hard time here, man. It's frustrating for me. Hey, John Waldrop says, hey, Calvin, like your show, finally got the courage to come back. Was stationed there in the early 90s as a Marines, coming in October. Oh, man, it's so much changed. As much as it's changed, it's still the same. Papa Dappa Car Hauler says, our restaurant still denying an unvaccinated. Well, if you want to eat inside the restaurant, you have to be vaccinated. But remember, guys, this is the Philippines. They're not going to stop you at the door and say, hey, where's your card? Now, when you're traveling, they'll do that because certain places you have to be vaccinated or you have to have an RT-PCR, but it's loosened up a lot. A lot of people here are vaccinated. I know they've reached herd immunity in Manila, but in other places, I don't know. This is a great point right here. Filipino Raquel TV says, never have your retirement in the big city. I couldn't agree more with her. There's a lot of second class and third class cities in the Philippines that I would take a look at if I were you. You don't have to be in these first class urbanized cities like Zamboanga, Cebu, Davao, Manila, and all those places. Believe it or not, Dumaguete's a third class city. San Carlos City is a second class city. You don't have to go all the way out on a limb like that because it's going to come with all the problems that an urbanized city in any other parts of the world is going to come with. The crime, the traffic, the congestion, the high prices, the inflation. It's all that. But if you come to a little place like San Carlos City, who gives a damn what the gas is? It costs what, $5? Not even that. Well, yeah, about $4 to fill up her tank now. It's no sweat off my balls, man, really. Hey, Alumar Dimago, he says, hey, buddy, long time, no see. He says, yeah, you're right. Stop competing. Smoky Mountain Model says, I'm looking forward to the local food. Going to lay the hurt at the local markets. Yeah, I love going to the market here. That's where you're going to get the best food. I mean, it's fresh. It's something that I'm not used to in the Midwest. I live in Louisville, Kentucky. So when I go to Kroger or Walmart or one of those places, and you see these fancy displays with fish and all that, laid out shrimp, I got my head busted and reality set in when the guy told me. I said, hey, I want this. He said, look, this shrimp is the same as that frozen shrimp over there. We just get in here early and we unthaw it and put it on the shelf there. See, that's what I'm used to. Frozen shrimp don't taste the same. Frozen fish doesn't taste the same. You can actually taste the omega-3 in this fish over here, fish oil. Mark Peters said, yeah, I can't understand why you would fly so many thousands of kilometers and complain that McDonald's is different to your home country. Yeah, and that's what happens over here. But the way they do it over there, and the customer service over there, and it just makes me crazy, man. It drives me crazy when I hear people do that. Yeah, just like some people say, when God was giving out brains, you thought they said trains. You said, give me a slow one. And it's just like this. Yeah, you might have that 4-inch, that fantastic 4 inches, and you'd be like, look, Doc, give me that strong 12-incher this time. Hey, FM Inusmic. F Minusmic. Thanks for the super chat. Hey, Calvin, new viewer here. I watched most of your recent videos. Just wanted to know if you served what branch. I did. United States Navy. And if I could do it all over again, which obviously I can't, I would have tried my best to stay in, man. I couldn't see that far out, man. When you go in at 18 years old, man, 20 years, it seems like an eternity. Had in the shower said Girth without the feeling for him, you're sad. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'd have to talk to some guys, but is there life after an erection? I mean, when all that's gone, is there life after that? When you can no longer, make love and with everything that goes along with it. I was reading online, but you always get the acceptance. Some guy claimed, yeah, he can. It's enjoyable without an erection. How can you do that? Pincer 73 says, do you have internet and cable TV there, or do you only have Wi-Fi and TV antenna? Thanks. I have a smart TV and I have internet, but you can have cable here. It's not that expensive, but it would be one of your most expensive utilities over here. It would cost you, let's see, I'm paying $16.99, which would be, let's say $1,800. I'm paying about $35 a month for my internet. So yeah, you would pay probably about $50 or $60 a month, depending on how fast you want your internet to be. But you can have both of them here. Hey, AC King, so I want to retire in a small, quiet place, but with as many modern amenities as possible. I grew up in a poor rural area, so province living would not be a problem for me. Most of the time, like I said, you're not going to be far from a first-class city. In St. Carlos City, which is a second-class city, we don't have the big, gigantic malls. We got 2 small malls, not a whole lot of nightlife, but you're only 2.5 hours from Cebu City, 2 hours from McCollin City, 4 hours from Dumaguete if you ever get the itch. He says that is as bad as that is not as bad as I don't know what he's saying, or what a 70-year-old snatch smells like. But hell, does it even have a smell if it's dried up like that? But I don't know. I'm just saying, is there life after sex? Can somebody on here have that experience? Is there life after sex, man? I want to know. That's why I'm always talking to guys older than me, 68, 70 on my channel. Like, man, can you still do it without all the supplements and stuff? And how does it feel? And, because I always tell myself, I'm 58. I said, well, hell, I probably got a good 7 to 10, screwing years left. I better get in as much as I can right now. Because I really don't know. I don't know too many 80-year-old men, knocking the back out of women. Hey, the Beach of Life says, Sunshine Shoulder, some of your viewers are having a great time over there right now. Yeah, they are. They're not on the live stream right now. I named a few of them. Sammy Davis, Franz Prazio Jr. Mo was on here for a second. And let's see. All of them, man, they're not here because they have a great time. Music fanatic 93 said, Calvin, I was a nursing assistant. The smell gets worse with age, man. I'm gonna take your word for it, brother. Okay. Man. Sam Champion said, good morning, Calvin. I'm listening from the sidelines. All is well here in your hometown area. But what's up with these damn ladybugs all over and in my house? Yeah. Well, you got to get used to that. It's like over here, it's where they got those Geicos over here that if you're not used to them, you're from the Midwest, somewhere like that, you're gonna get spooked out at first. These little bitty lizard-looking things, they don't bother you though. It's those other ones that will. They're a little bit longer and a little bit wider, and they make the sound. Man, you better watch out. Hey, Iskandari TV, thanks for the super chat. He said, morning, bro. He said, hey, check out my link in the comments, my author page to Amazon. Okay, let me see if I can find it. Oh, here's my beautiful lady on here now. This is Marilyn, by the way, guys. Sophia and Boobies vlog. What's up, hon? I'll be home. I'm going to catch the bus tomorrow. I don't know what time. Hey, Hunter Biden's meth mouth. It just brother. Yeah, y'all crazy, man. Kente Dancy, I'm 62. Don't like the sound of that. Well, I don't know. That's why I ask guys on here. But I do have a guy. I'll just say his name is Cornelius. He's up in Manila now. He's 70, man. He's banging them out of the park. The first girl he was with is 22. Now the one he's with now is 29. So, but is there life after sex, man? I want to know. Can somebody? Don't be ashamed, guys. Curtis Eugene Thomas said, "That's what I wonder too. How long can I keep banging until my chocolate pipe loses its size for sex? I'm 55 years old." Well, a lot of it has to do with your diet and then your partner. See, Marilyn's is so damn sexy, man. And I promise you, man, I'm not lying. She keeps herself in great shape. She works out. She inspires me to work out. That'll have a lot to do with it. I mean, because the passion with us is just off the chain, man. I mean, you see, we have Booby, man, and we could probably have 2 or 3 more, but, Booby's enough, man, for me. I don't want any more. That's it. Buck says, my brother, where have you been and how have you been at Levon White? Yeah, I was telling him, Buck, everybody's been missing Levon. He had some surgery, he told us. But yeah, if anybody on here is new to the Philippines, but see, that's the thing about it. If you're new to the Philippines, you're not going to be on this live stream. You're going to be having your own live stream right now. You're doing it right now. Cal Devin says, hey, Cal, nobody's really going to give you the real nitty gritty about the banging life. Every guy on here is going to lie on his junk. Yeah. But I'm just saying, yeah, LA Detroit, he said those noisy lizards are called tuca. Yeah, and that's what they make that sound like, tuca. I mean, they scare me to death. We have one in our Airbnb in Siquijor Island, and they were having the festival. This was in 2017. And we had to go, we sent somebody all the way to the city to get the owner to come back and get that thing out of there. They say if they jump on you, man, you have to cut them off of you. But what he did was he took a towel and he covered the eyes and grabbed it and threw it outside. Let me see what this guy says. James Wright says, how long after you get married to a Filipino does it take to get you're saying a ballot buy-in visa? I'll put that up here, guys. Well, you have to come into the country with her, James, and you have to bring your marriage certificate with you. You can't just show up and say, oh, I'm married to a Filipino. Here's our marriage certificate. A ballot buy-in is for her. She's returning. It's a privilege they give Filipinos who live abroad, Filipinos rather, who live abroad. They're returning home. That's what ballot buy-in means. Okay. And then, and it covers them, their parents, the children, their spouses. But you have to come in together. Now, you can get a 13A permanent resident visa once you get married and your marriage is registered in the Philippines. You can start that process immediately. I don't know how long it takes. Yeah, Efren Dunlap says diet and your partner is correct. I believe that. Yeah, I mean, really, man. I'm getting excited just thinking about seeing Maryland again. Yusuf Omar Habib says, it's true that people are not allowed inside the airports except for the staff and travelers. I'm almost sure of that, but they've got a waiting area. But I don't think you could go inside of the airport anyway if you weren't a passenger before with security and all of that. Stephen Rodder says, I'm 65 and no loss of hanging yet. Well, that's great news, man. I'm not going to put Cornelius in my Hall of Fame because unless he comes on here and tells y'all straight from the horse's mouth. But he's 70 years old, and if I believe what he's saying, he's in the Hall of Fame. Hey, believes in Ever said, what's up? I was on the AT&T Tower yesterday, 450 feet in the air, listening to John Denver, Sunshine on My Shoulders. Yeah, that's a beautiful song, man. I ain't gonna lie. Let's see. Yeah, but Cal Delman says that's true. But I think that was even true before, though. I mean, you could go in the waiting area. He said, Terry Pleasant says, Calvin, I have a 66-year-old Filipina that invited me to come and live with her in her home. She's not fake, straight up. I don't know yet. 66. Do you know what a 66-year-old Filipino looks like, man? That'd be some creepy shit, bro. I mean, I'd come over here. Yeah, we'd stay there with my 36-year-old, but a 66-year-old Filipino, man, my God. Unless I'm 86, I'm not looking for a 66-year-old. But everybody has their own, to each his own. And I apologize for that. Levon White says, hey, it was hard participate. Thanks for the super chat. I'm sorry. It was hard participating, knowing my surgeries would delay my travel approximately a year. I was always in the background. 2 down, 1 to go. Yeah, man. And the Philippines is not going anywhere, brother. And I'm going to be here when you get here. Filipino Raquel says, 66 years old. Yeah, I mean, man, you better take a good look at that. These filters I call filters a poor person's plastic surgery. Man, you need to watch out for them filters, man. But a 66-year-old Filipino, a 66-year-old American, man, I wouldn't touch. That booty's dry, man. Whereas Michael said, Calvin, I don't care what anybody says. She will become all dried up long before I can get it up. Yeah, I think that's about right. Oh, he says I'm good. Wait. Well, I hope when he says I'm good, I hope he meant he's not going to go for that. You don't want to come over here for a 66-year-old. A 66-year-old would be like having an 80-year-old in America. Okay, I'm just being honest with you. And if I was to get with a 66-year-old, it'd be elder abuse. By the time I got done with her, they deport me for elder abuse. He said, "How in the shower?" I said, 66. Wow, only 4 years away from knowing the smell is like depend diapers. Now, she's probably already in diapers. I don't want a woman that I have to, buy diapers for. Okay, he says she's a gift at 66. Not a myth, a gift. Oh, man. Sometimes, man, hey, Mark, take care, brother. He said, see you later, Calvin. We'll be in touch about catching up in San Carlos and having a time. Thank you. On these, they always talk about these grandmothers on these porn sites. That's what that would remind me of, man. I think it's kind of creepy. I wouldn't deal with that, Terry, man. You better rethink that. Yeah, he said 66, it's a good one. Smoky Mountain Marla said 66 is good as long as it's 233-year-olds. Infinite Loop. He said 66, you got my stomach hurt. Man, oh my God. Okay, Dave Jr., what's going on, brother? Yeah, I saw the comment you made, man. You said easy come, easy go. I think that happened to you, right? You said you bought her over there and she traded you in for a younger, more mature, younger, more richer man. Yeah, she's a gift, a GILL, not a MILF. That's a new one, guys, on it. But yeah, you can come over and do a lot better than that. Yeah, okay. He said, okay, I'm sorry. He said, believes in heaven. Said 66 years old is like 96 in American, Calvin. Hopefully she's not living in a nursing home. Well, that's the only thing. They don't have nursing homes over here. But yeah, you don't want, I'm glad you changed your mind, brother. You don't want a 66-year-old over here, man. That would be like Granny on the Beverly Hillbillies. That's what that would look like. I'm just trying to give you some type of measuring stick of what that would look like. Granny on the Beverly Hillbillies. And Granny probably looks better. Cal Devin said, Cal, some of these 66-year-old sexually deprived, he might be on to something. I just wouldn't want to die from a 66-year-old sex fiend. Yeah, but man, that would be an ugly sight. Yeah, 2 yummy 6s. Man, I'm gonna tell you guys, that would be. I don't know about that one, man. I might, if you go through with that, come over here. I'm gonna put you in the Hall of Fame, man. That would have to be the oldest Filipina on record to ever be courted by a foreigner. Because my girlfriend's mother, remember, I told y'all that she's 66, by the way, and one of my subscribers was trying to talk to her daughter. Well, the daughter shut him down. So then he goes after the mother. He was just, being nice. And man, the mother, she's just like something totally different now, man. She's wearing these sexy clothes and taking all these pictures. And I just can't believe it. John was happy for her. But to me, it just seems so crazy. I mean, I can't get it out of her, man. She was just a regular grandmother till he started courting this lady. Now, man, it's like, it's creepy to me, man. And my girlfriend Marilyn's embarrassed by it. Malcolm Magnificent says, so what do Filipinos in their 40s and up do? Oh, well, 40-year-old man is not bad here. Now, you got some beautiful women over here, man. Now these are the ones, like Cal Deadman said, that may be sexually deprived, man. They'll put it on you. He said, I might try it for fun. Yeah, man. This ain't no sloppy seconds, John Gomez. This is sloppy 15s, probably. He says, send a pic of your girl, everybody. That's a good question. Yeah, you would. Now, you would need more than a lube for this. Oh, my God. That would be, I can't even imagine that, guys. Come on. Hey, Papa Dapper Car Hauler said, Calvin, I love your honesty. It's funny as hell. You tell it straightforward. Yeah, a 66-year-old, guys, come on. Don't come all the way here. Here's what he's saying. He took the words out of my mouth. You're traveling 8,000 miles to see a 66-year-old woman when you go to the Philippines and have any woman you want. Damn, you need to think about that, brother. Like I said, I'm going to put him in my Hall of Fame. Because I'm going to tell you something, man. If you come over here and date a 66-year-old, I'm going to have you deported. You don't have to worry about the Filipino authorities having you deported. I'm going to have you deported if you come over here and date a 66-year-old Filipino. A granny mammy. Don't do it, Tony. He'll bill in the Philippines. Thanks for that super sticker. Yeah, don't do it, man. I hope he was joking. But for some reason, I don't think he was. Hey, nice to see you again, Raquel. Looking good. Let's see. Ralph Mouth says, do Filipino people have lots of farm animals in their backyard? In certain places. Well, over where I live, there's cows, bulls, goats, chickens, and even pigs over there. And that's in the city. So, yeah, if you go to the province, I'm sure you're liable to see more than that. The Beach of Life says, yeah, but the sun knows how old you are. It's been shining on that face. Yeah, but I hope he's joking, man. That grandma's going to put it on him, man. Oh, my God. Yeah, I'm going to deport him, Filipina, Raquel. You don't have to worry about the authorities. I mean, really, it's really disgusting. 66 and smelling like embalming fluid. They say, Calvin, do you vet a 66-year-old list of questions? Yeah. Sounds like Harold and Maul. No, It's an ugly sight over here, man. Is there a pub that's safe to drink in St. Carlos? It is. They've got a couple of they've got a one right on the corner across from City Mall. It's actually in between City Mall here and Gasano here, and it's owned by, I think he's a seaman. He's a foreigner. Him and his Filipino wife, they own a little bar right there, and it's popular with foreigners. They go there and sit and drink. Yeah. Now, when I talk about 18 to 80, blind, crippled, and crazy, yeah, that counts for the men, not a woman. He said the chat is out of control. You guys are too funny. No, but he brought that up, man. I can't believe that, a 66-year-old. I might just put him in the Hall of Fame for bringing that up, having the courage to say that he's thinking about it. Man, are you crazy, man? But see, that's in America. See, if I'm 58, they want me. It's some old looking 58s. I forgot who I showed. I showed I showed Tim Carter, who came. He lives here. He lives in Bukidnon. He's an LSU fan. I showed him the woman that I went to the prom with, man, and he just burst out laughing. He didn't even say anything. Where's Michael said, "Oops, correction. Why would anybody want a granny mammy? Well, there seems to be many young legal Filipinos as there are stars in the sky." Yeah. But yeah, Gina, but you're not 66. Said Gina's life events. She said, I'm a 53-year-old granny. Yeah, but that's far from 66. And you're a nice looking 53, by the way. But no, you don't want any 66. You're going to get in trouble here fooling with a 66-year-old. Papa Kiko said, yes, it is, Brother Calvin, speaking you from Bacolod. Oh, okay. Yeah, I know the Philippines is everything that I said that I thought it would be, because I didn't even think about it. I just got on the plane, but it grew on me the first night. Hey, thanks, Hillbilly in the Philippines, for that super chat. He says, I'll be in Bicol, Philippines, April 6th. Come visit me. Man, that Bicol area, you be careful there. Check the weather there. Yeah, see, she's different. Smoky Mountain Mala. 53s are far away from 66. Yeah. You got a whole lot more years to go. You know, you may, I don't know. But 66, yeah, that's too much. 53, yeah. They're going to ask, why isn't it happier? This is a good question. He says, if you meet a girl in the Philippines, would you like if she asked if it's your first time? They're going to ask. See, they got on me when I said, I don't want to date a Filipino that's already been with a foreigner before. But believe it or not, man, Filipinos, they think the same way. They want you to be their first foreigner. Okay, they don't want you to have ever dated a Filipino before. They really don't even want you to ever have been here before. They like expat virgins. They like, first timers over here. They would prefer that. Believe it or not. Tim Moore said, Calvin, where do you get your money from, if you don't mind me asking? I'm a retired insurance agent, and I receive renewal commissions of my 18 years of being an agent, an independent agent. Malcolm McNielsen said, how hard is it to get to downtown Cebu from Mata? It's not hard. It's just right across the bridge. Iskandar Batisi said, hey, Cal, you meeting us in Angley City in April for the wedding? Absolutely. I wouldn't miss that. He sent me for me and Maryland, we're coming. Maryland's not going to let me go to Angley City by myself. And she never even been there, but she knows the reputation. Edward Bland says, now I don't understand why the men get to be old, but the women don't. I'm 65. I don't want to be eliminated. Well, men and women, we're equal, but we're not the same. Women actually mature faster than men, physically and mentally. And, we didn't make the rules, Edward. I mean, you're 65. If you want to come over and date a 65-year-old, come on. But I guarantee you, yeah, you got to do this, keep the lights off. That's what he said. Hey, Neil, he says, oh, snap, it's Calvin. Nice meeting you, sir. What's going on, man? Yeah, just keep the lights out. And I would be watching a porno movie on the side while we're trying to do something, because she's not going to be able to get you excited, man. I promise you that. AC King said, look up the movie Harold and Maude when the priest advises a teenage Harold about the realities of having sex with an 80-year-old woman. It's funny as hell. I'm going to look that up afterwards. Oh, man. He says, your only consideration for most men on here is the sex. That's why the emphasis is on age. Well, no, the emphasis on age because they made it on age. This is one of the places where young women are still willing to date older foreign men. I mean, we didn't make the rules, guys. Come on, let's don't get so uh, serious. Yeah, he said, why not lie? They will. You could, but that's what they want. They want expert version. They want to be the one to turn you out. They want to be the one to teach you to say salamat, give you your first lachine and all of that. And, that's just how they are, man. But y'all got mad at me when I said, look, I don't date Filipinos that's been with foreign men. Well, they really think the same way, but they're not as shallow as us. They're more understanding. And as long as you her only one, it doesn't matter really how many you've been with. Okay, Reaching Freedom says would love to visit the Philippines, but still a few years before retirement. Well, you can come here and visit. You don't have to retire here. He said, I'll give her a try. No teeth. Yeah, holy cow, yeah. He says, I can appreciate a senescent beauty, well aged. But man, I tell you, a 66-year-old over here, come on, guys, you don't want that. I could not handle the smell of decaying organs from old age creeping up. Yeah, and then, I don't know, guys. Hey, that's Franz Procio Jr. He probably got out of a tune-up. He said, what's up, Calvin? I'm having a blast out here. I'm having boots on the ground experience. I got stories for you. Yeah, I know you do. That's why you're just now showing up on the live stream. But let me ask you this while you're here. Is the Philippines everything you thought it would be? Is it less? Does it meet your expectations or are you disappointed? Come on, man. Give us a story. Philip Jones said, do the CRs there in St. Carlos have toilet seats and toilet paper or just a bucket of water? Well, my house has a regular toilet seat. It just depends on where you live. A lot of if you see this hotel, and this is a modern hotel, but it doesn't have a toilet seat. It does have toilet paper, but it doesn't have a toilet seat. And that's because, Filipinos, they poop properly. Americans, we don't poop properly. If you go on YouTube, you're supposed to squat. They get up on their legs and, their knees are higher than their behind, and it forces the poop out. We don't do that. We sit straight, and that's why a lot of us are full of shit, Americans. But yeah, that's because they sit up on that, they squat down on that. He says, okay, Neil, he says, still have to wait a few months before I can afford to go. Maybe you should do a thing on what type of employment is available for visitors. Not a whole lot of jobs over here outside of the BPO business, the telemarketing for foreigners. I would arrange something online in my home country and then just work from home here. But I don't know of many people who come to the Philippines to work, unless you're real young. A lot of backpackers do. But it's not really a lot of employment opportunities over here for a foreigner. Now, unless you have like a specialty. My next door neighbor, who John moved next to, he's from Australia. He's a mining engineer. He's retired now, but he's got a special visa. They only give out 5 a year to foreigners. If you can, improve the life, or if you can make the Philippines better by what it is that you do. And that's how special of a profession he had. They only give out like 5 of these every year. He's got one. Yeah, it's no toilet seat. It's just a cultural thing, guys. It's not, remember, it's nothing less than. It's just different. Being different doesn't mean you're inferior. It's just different. Prince Memphis says, hey, I hear I have a real question. I know most of y'all brothers ain't got hair out there, but are there places for blacks, Africans to get like haircuts and braids and whatnot? Yeah, it is. The closer you're to a major city, though, the better. The reason I'm bald, it's not because no one in my family's bald. I wasn't going bald with help. He practically gave me a bald haircut when he gave me a haircut. See, my line is about here. And I had a nice haircut when I got here, but he took my line all the way back here. You can't recover from that, man. And he's using a straight razor too. And I really could have killed him for that, to be honest with you. But, you know, I'm in the Philippines, man. I had to just suck it up, man. And I just went home and cut the rest of my hair off, and the rest is history. But, yeah. Excuse me. They got good barbers over here. They really got good barbers. See, yesterday I got my head shaved, right? The guy didn't even use a razor, man. He used the clippers and then he used the shaver. And it's as good as, I wish I could get him to do that every single day. I really don't like using that razor on my head. Oh, okay. He's coming in May. Well, yeah, it's gonna be hot here, brother. When you come here, make sure that you bring sunscreen, light clothing, a good pair of comfortable flip-flops, slippers. Franz Prazio Jr., thanks for the super chat. He said the Philippines is everything you've been telling us about. The country is beautiful. People are very nice and welcome me. The experience is way beyond my expectations. He says, I love it out here. I'm going to pull that up and let people see that, man, because I know you're not lying. Wait. Oh, shoot. Okay. He said, the Philippines is everything you've been telling us about. Country is beautiful. People are very nice, and they welcome me. The experience is way beyond my expectations. I love it out here. I know you do, man. I'm jealous of guys who this is that first time here. I mean, I really am, because I remember my first time. It's nothing like your first time here, man. It's really like a wonderland. He said, Calvin, yeah, it's a true story, Neil. But this is funny here. Cal did. He says, an afro in the Philippines is like wearing a wool cap. Yeah, you're not going to really want, but they'll fade you up, man, really good here, man. Hey, thanks, man. My kids about freaked out in America. But over here, nobody even noticed. That's why I love it over here, man. They're not petty like they are over there. People are so busy trying to earn a living, trying to feed their families, man. They don't worry about stupid stuff like that. I could wear this shirt, this devil dog shirt. I believe Sam Champion sent me this. It's a Marine shirt. I could wear it every day and wouldn't nobody say anything to me. Yeah, right now you do. You do need a vaccine, Jeff. Yeah, Sam Champion, you still on here. Thanks. You sent me this shirt. I believe this is a Marine shirt. That you gave me. In Prince Memphis, bro, there are places to find Filipinos who can cut black guys' hair, and they do a pretty good job, but you have to search for them. Not all of them can cut our hair. Yeah, you got to be careful. And, you know, I tell people all the time, and they laugh. I say bring some line chalk with you, man, and line your line out so they'll know where it begins and ends. Because remember, a lot of people here, their hair is long. So they'll have bangs coming down here, and they'll just trim it up. They're not used to cutting here. So they cut me way back here, man. And I'm still pissed off about it. Believe it or not. They said Calvin Trump might run again for office. What do you think? I'm not even going to think about that, Tim. I don't, over here, when you're over here, I don't even think about stuff like that. I don't know what he's talking about. Oh, okay. PI vacation to grow my damn hair back. I don't mind it now, but I never imagined being bald. Filipino Raquel TV said it is delicious casino, but never tried with hot sauce or Orchid King. They had a pretty nice buffet in the hotel today for breakfast. I really liked it. It's the first time I ever, and of course, this has probably a lot to do with there's a big Muslim population here, and they pop, and this hotel's popular with Muslims. They had boiled eggs for the eggs today. They didn't have scrambled eggs, fried eggs. It was boiled eggs. I never seen that before. Yeah, but I forgot Iskandar TV has his own barber. He's a barber, 20-something years. Iskandar TV, thanks for the super chases. All you guys that are coming here, just hit me up, man. I have my own travel barbershop. Yeah, I forgot. Man, I got to write that down because I keep forgetting that. But hell, you live in Cavite. Oh, okay, Buck. But thanks for that super chat. He said, everybody, Iskandar TV is a professional barber. Just hit him up, guys. So I needed you in 2018, early 2019, because I'm going to tell you something, man. I really didn't want my hair bald. Don Harvey said, Calvin, you look like my friend. He shaves his head too. You both look like a chocolate milk dud. Just joking. But this guy yesterday, he really did a great job because I was like, man, he's not going to be able to do my hair. So I said, put a razor on. He said, don't need a razor. And then he gave me like a 5-minute, massage. That's one thing that's different here. When you go to a real barber shop here and you get your hair cut, they're going to give you a barber shop. They're going to give you a massage. So it's not like creepy. I mean, they give you a real professional massage. I mean, they're good too. Yeah, at Gunn, and this is a great point. He said $1 million is more than what 99% of people who live in the first world retire on. It would be huge in the Philippines. Yeah, that's a lot of money. That would be, right now, that would be $52,290,000. I mean, pesos. You'd be way up there. You got to understand that a lot of the celebrities over here, don't earn a whole lot of money. Even though they're celebrities, they earn a lot from, based on the regular masses of people, but they don't earn a lot of money over here, guys. Grant says, how much do you need US dollars to retire in the Philippines? Well, you're talking about a monthly recurring income. I would say 1,000, at least 1,000, but that's recurring every month. But remember, it just depends on your lifestyle, where you live, how you live. Are you single? Are you married? Does she have children? How many people you're gonna be taking care of? It's too many variables, man. To be honest with you. But if people can live here on $250 a month and really be living good, because most people you're going to meet on them dating sites and you meet just around town, they don't earn anywhere near that. Surely you can do it off 52,290 pesos. You can. Thomas Gaspar said, Calvin, I need a Filipino tune-up with a free oil change and a lifetime guarantee. It's coming, man. It's coming. Hey, Granny said, brother, I'm glad you're doing well. I'm just done with U.S. women. Yeah, that makes two of us, brother. I am too, man. I've been done with them. And that's why I tell guys all the time, if you're separated from your wife, or you going through problems with your wife in America, in the West, and you come over here, you're saying, hey, I need a break, it's over with. You're never going back to that again. Okay? I mean, really. There's no reconciliation. You've taken that off the table. You'll never, one thing that I can't describe is what it's really like to be with a 22-year-old yummy 7 or something like that. It's going to blow your mind, man. I hadn't had a 22-year-old since I was 22. It was fantastic, is what it was. It'll keep you over here longer than you intend on staying. Gina's Life Adventure says, I cut my boyfriend's hair. I shave it. I use a number 2. I save him a lot of money. Oh, yeah. See, that's what, when I'm at home, Marilyn cuts my hair. That's why I like Filipinos. They know how to do everything, man. And Marilyn had never shaved my head before. And she's like me. She's a perfectionist. First time, hell, she just sit there and I'm like, are you done yet? Neil says, have to say thanks, Calvin. I heard your name on another channel. They were like asking what opinion of black is with Filipino. You definitely setting a great standard. Great standard, all praises. Hey, thanks, man. I'm just a human being, man. When you come over here, all that race stuff, if you over here long enough, man, you throw it out the window after a while, because I'm going to tell you something about Filipinos that sets them apart from a lot of other races. They really do judge you by your character over here. They're going to judge you by your character first. Yeah, do they ask me, do I play basketball and stuff like that? Yeah, but when the rubber hits the road, they want to know who you really are. They don't care anything about really what you look like. That's why when people think I'm joking when I say 18 to 80, blind, crippled, or crazy, they're going to accept you, especially if you just a decent human being, man, that's going to respect people, that's going to respect their culture. You don't look down on anybody, because being different doesn't mean that somebody's inferior. It doesn't make you superior. Whereas Michael says a $5 USD investment in Tesla for 5 years of reinvestment would net you a yield no better than Social Security. Wow. Mia Brabham says, just came back from visiting my wife in Iloilo and went to Manila and Boracay, first timer. Starting the visa process to get my wife to U.S. My first visit, and I'll never forget, Calvin Henry. Okay, now, did you get married over here? Because my next video is going to be, I told you I was going to come, why these 2-week marriages work. Because he said just came back from visiting my wife in Iloilo. So are you you just calling her your wife? Or is she really your wife? Because this is your first time coming here. So yeah, you're one of those 2-week guys, and I wish you the best. And nothing like the first time. And she put it on you because you already talking visa process and everything like that. I got some news for you. A lot of those marriages work, but most of them don't. But I'm going to tell you why I think they work, and it's going to be my next video. But I'm going to be walking behind the camera because I want to show you a little bit more of Zamboanga. I'm going to tell them to take me to Pasananca Park. I'm going to do it up there. Philip Jones said 1,000 a month will give a miserable life in the Philippines. First, you're an accident away from disaster. Second, just buy a big TV and a dozen boxes of Kleenex, because that will be your only intimacy. Well, it just depends on who you are. I took care of 6 people on about 1,400. So, but I don't drink, I don't smoke. It's just nothing in my house costs over 300, and except my air conditioned units. Everything else, I mean, it's the Philippines, man. You're gonna be miserable if you come over here and you're gonna try to live the way you lived in America. But what's the point of coming to the Philippines then? I became a minimalist when I got over here because I saw I didn't need a lot of that junk. Why I need an 80-inch screen TV when a 32-inch or 36-inch is just as good? I don't even watch TV. I bought it for the kids. I look at YouTube on my computer. Thanks, Major Carlton, for that super sticker. But to say it's a miserable life, I don't agree. I don't agree with you. But I don't knock what you're saying. I mean, if that's your feedback and your opinion, I got to respect that. Okay, if you got married in the U.S., how are you starting the visa process? I don't understand that. If you got married in the U.S., what, you get married over the online or something? Is that what you did? Come on, talk to us, man, because there's no way you're going to get married to this lady unless you start the process. Nah, something ain't right there. Something ain't working out here. Music Fanatics is another channel, interviewed a guy who married his Filipino without meeting so he could come over to the field. Then the fields opened up a week later. Yeah, that's stupid. I mean, but that's like building your house on sand. Tim's Life Adventure says 66 Filipino tuna. Yeah, man. I don't know what that would be called. We caught it for a couple of years. Yeah, but I mean, don't get me wrong, man. But, how much can you really get to know somebody until you come over here and really get to know them? And I'm glad you were able to come over here. But how did you marry her in the U.S. is what I'm asking you, Mia Rabba. And then you're starting the visa process. I don't get that. And then this is your first time coming over here. See, it's not adding up, brother. That's all I'm saying. Hey, Kay Winter says, hello, everyone. Thanks for stopping by. It's Tim. Thanks for that super chat. Said, hello, I'll be there end of June. Is Digos a safe place? Yeah, it is. It's about an hour and 30 minutes from Davao, yeah. But I would tell her to meet me in Davao and then have you go to Digos with her. Victor Alexander says, I cannot wait to visit the Philippines. Thanks to you, Calvin, and Black Filipino TV. Yeah, he was one of the first guys I started following over here. Yeah, Major Carlton says, I'll be over in Davao City to get my girl on April 25th. What do you mean? You're going to bring her back? Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. Something's not adding up. He says he can't get married in the U.S. She's in the Philippines. That sounds fishy. Yeah, I don't know what he's talking about. I think he's just embarrassed to be one of them 2-week wonders, but there's nothing wrong with that. A lot of people do it, and a lot of those marriages work. I know 3 for a fact. In my own little bitty hometown of Louisville, Kentucky, when I had my wife over there, 3 of her friends, all 3 of them met when the man came here their first time. The first 2 weeks, went back, did the visa process, and they're still together. So that would be 2014, about 8 years. Okay? But there's a reason for that they make it. And that's what I'm going to talk about on my last video. But for every one that makes it, I'm going to say 100 don't. Libby tag us. Says, I can't wait to go. I see a lot of African women over here, but the last time, right before the pandemic, I took my son and my wife to Boracay. We're in a Mexican restaurant, and I'm sitting right next to a table full of sisters. And I knew they were because I could hear them talking. I went over and introduced myself. They were just here on vacation. And I was shocked. I'd never seen, this was on a Valentine's Day weekend. I never seen so many Western women in the Philippines on vacation. Normally they're here going to school. They're on some type of mission for the church. They work for the environment. They're environmentalists. But these were just regular women. I mean, Boracay was full of them. He says the 66-year-old, you're a lady. Absolutely not. That was one guy said he's thinking about coming over here. She's invited him to come over. I'm pretty sure she had. Yeah, house on the sand. Yeah, it's like building that ain't gonna work. Hey, Ralph Mouth, thanks for the super sticker. He says, we need a Route 66 shirt now. Yeah, he's made that popular. He brought that back to life. Oh, my God. Yeah. There's nothing, okay, when I did that video, stop, don't bring your Filipino wife home or whatever it was, I wasn't discouraging you. I was just telling you the risk that you run when you do that. There's a lot of risk involved. Most of the time, it's no big deal. You don't even hear from the people anymore. But there's a lot of horror stories behind that, man. And, you just run a risk, man. Every time one of the couples I'm telling you about, the reason that they're still together is because he won't let her work. He won't let her work. So he takes care of her family back here. That's part of their agreement because, his wife had left him for his best friend. So I guess he's like, I'm going to go to work and run off with one of the young guys. But they've been together. They got a baby and, he's a real nice guy. But a lot of them don't work. And when I say they don't work, no, when I say a lot of them work, I mean they make it outside of that 1 year discovery period. And then it was like 1 to 4 years, and then it all falls apart. Because by that time, the Filipina, she knows her way around in America. And, there's not many places more easier to adapt or to acclimate or to assimilate into than America. Getting a job, getting a place to stay, credit card, it's very, very easy. And once they navigate that, it's like they're done. But yeah, guys, I'm gonna have to get off of here, man. This Wi-Fi is acting up. I can see it acting up. And I don't want to be like a buffering fool on here or something, man. I really appreciate all your super chats, all your super stickers, all your thumbs up, all your support for Sunshine Shoulders, man. I'm going to keep it going, man. We're a support group, remember. My blog is different. It's not a typical blog. We're trying to help each other over here, man, because it's not a level playing field, guys. They're way ahead of us. As long as we keep coming over here getting married in 2 weeks, they're going to stay ahead of us. It's not about them. It's about us. The party don't start till we get here. There is no party without us. You're the diamond. You're the catch. Okay? Don't ever forget that. You're the prize. These dating sites and all these other agencies that want to hook you up with 3 foreigners and 30 Filipinos to sit down and chat and all of that, man. They're geniuses. They flipped the script. We got to flip it back. They've made it all about the Filipino. Most Filipinos are over here living a normal life, going about their business as usual until we come over here knocking on the door. We literally kick it down. But it's about you guys. You're holding the royal flush, and I'm going to keep telling you that until it becomes automatic. There's no reason for you to come over here and roll over for these women. Okay? Philip Jones, last one. He said, Calvin, you're the exception and not the rule. I've been there over 25 times. Yeah, but you got to understand. You live here, though. See? He said, you were younger with that budget. You didn't worry about your health, no real bad habits. Yeah, but that's why we say it just depends on who you are. But to say that you can't do it, or to say it would be a miserable life, you're going too far in my case. As Tim says, okay, will do. You have good advice. Thanks. Yeah. But you're not the guy who's trying to marry 66-year-old. Yeah, we exposed him. He was lying, Iskandari. He's really a 2-week wonder, and there's nothing wrong with that. But I tell you what, man, then he says they've been courting for 2 years. Oh man. That's gonna be. I'm just telling you guys, man, you don't have to be in that much of a hurry. The women aren't going anywhere over here. There's no reason why you to come here. I don't care how long you've been talking to her and chatting with her online. It's never long enough. There's no reason for you to come over and get married in 2 weeks. They didn't stop planes from coming over here. The pandemic is basically, even if they shut it down again, there's no reason for you to get married. Okay? So with that said, guys, I'm going to get off of here and stay safe today. I know most of y'all in America, y'all getting ready to go to bed. The day just got started over here. I'm going to go out and try to find somebody to help. Because it's not a day goes by that I don't help somebody over here. Because if I don't know anything else, I know this one thing for sure. When we help other people, we help ourselves. Take care. Stay safe. Stay COVID free. I'll see you next time. Look for my next video, man. This is deep, man, about these 2-week marriages. They work. I'm going to tell you why they work. I'm not advising you to do it. I'm advising you against it. Remember, you don't have to come over here the first time and buy the milk, the cow, and the damn barn. They're giving away milk for free. By the time I pulled the trigger, I drank so much milk, wasn't nothing left in that cow but powdered milk, guys. And that's what I want you to do. Milk it all the way until the end. Take care.